In this, we will discuss adding and subtracting the fractions involving the mixed numbers, improper fractions, and proper fractions. So let's take first as an example. We have to convert into improper fraction first of all, like this. 2 times with 6, 12, and then add it into 5, we get 17. Then add 1 and 3 fourths. Yeah, 7. All right. So next step is to take the LCM of these two numbers, like in this way. So we can easily write times this with this, and then by this, we get the answer as 12. Yeah. So when we get the LCM, we have to divide the LCM with the denominator of this first fraction, and then the answer will times with the numerator. All right. Okay. 12 divided by 6, we get 2 over here after the division, and 1. We have to times 17 by 2, and what we get? 34. All right. So we have to do the same procedure with the next fraction as well. We have to divide the LCM with the denominator, and the answer we got, we have to times it with the 7 with the numerator value. All right. So we get 3 over here after dividing these two, and we have to times it with 7. That is the numerator value, and we get 21. All right. 34. 55 over 12. All right, so we get 55 over 12 after adding these two mixed numbers, mixed fractions. All right, let's take another with the subtraction. Again, we have to apply these all operations, but when we have to add them, we have to place that operation with the subtraction. Yeah. 5 and 3, 10. Subtraction with 2 and 11 over 20. All right. Writing into improper fraction. Yeah. Again, we have to take out the LCM of these two values. And the number that we got over here, we have to times it, multiply them all, and get the answer. That is 20. So 20 is our LCM. Again, we have to divide it with the denominator. We get 2 over here and times it with the 53. So apply the same procedure over here. So when we subtract 106 with this, So we got another value. So we have the question in mixed fraction. So we have to convert this in mixed fraction as well. And let's take out how can we do that. Okay, we have to convert this improper fraction into proper fraction. And you know that we got the question in mixed problem, mixed fraction. So we have to convert the answer in mixed fraction as well. So we got 40 over here, then we times it with 2. So we can easily write 20 over here because it's still smaller than the 40. So now we have 134 that is still greater than 20. And what if we put 13 over there, that is still greater than that. So let's check out another value. Let's work out with some bigger value like 6, 120. All right, 20 times is 7, 140. All right, so we have 120 as a smaller value than 140, so we can easily put that in our division method. All right. So now you can see that we got the value as a mixed fraction. When you times 20 by 16, we get some of the values and then add the 14 into that, we get the exact 334 as the answer. All right. Let's take one word problem. Lee does 1/4 of her homework before dinner and a further 1/3 after the dinner. What fraction of her homework remains undone? So 1/4 before dinner and a further after dinner. All right, 1/3 after the dinner. So we can calculate first of all that how much she has already done, and after that we can check out the remaining part she needs to complete. Okay. So again we have to, okay, I have to explain one thing to you. When there are values in the denominator and whenever you are adding two fractions or subtracting two fractions, and there is values that don't have the factors in them or multiplied with each other or are prime values of each other. Like when you have prime values in the denominator, whenever you're adding two fractions or subtracting two fractions, and or you may say that that doesn't have any multiplied factor in them. Like if you say that 3 does not get have any factor of 4 in them in 4, all right, and 4 doesn't have any factor that is multiplied and you get 3, for example, like 2 times 2, but you didn't get 3 in the number of in the table of 4. Whenever you have prime values or not any factors of each other, in denominator of fractions. So you can easily times them with each other without taking out your LCM. Okay, like we can easily times it, and 4 times 3 12. And next we have to divide the LCM. It's again the LCM with the denominator value, and the answer we got, we have to times it with the numerator. Alright, over here we got 3, and when we times it with the numerator we get 3, obviously, because that was 1. Alright, 4. And we get 7 over 12. And remaining part of the homework will be, we have to work out with the 1 minus 1 subtract with 7 over 12. Again we have 1 over here, so LCM will again be 12. 5 over 12. This is the whole part that is left behind that needs to be completed. So let's check out one more example. A chemical consists of 4 compounds, A, B, C, and D. A is 1 over 6, B is 2 over 5, 1 over 10 is C. The rest is D. We have to work out for the value of D. Alright. So over here we can easily add them all together and then subtract the answer with 1. We got the value of D. Alright. That's the whole structure. 1 over 10. Okay, so I have explained that thing to you, that if they don't have any factors, multiplied factors in that denominator, you can easily times the LCM. Okay, or if there is prime factors of each other, prime values in the denominator, you can easily times them as well and take out your LCM. But over here you can see that you have the prime, or you may say they both don't have any multiplied factors of each other in their table. Okay, but over here you can see that 5 and 10 do have, like 5 times 1 and 5 times 2. They both do have multiplied factors of each other in them. So we have to take out the LCM, work out for the value of LCM over here by adding the all values. First of all, we have to look for the smallest value, that is 2. And then you can see that we don't have any more factors that can be divided by 2. So we look forward to the another value, that is C, obviously. And the left behind factor is 5. Alright, we have to times these all together. Like the answer. 6 times 5, that is 30. Alright, we have the LCM as 30. Okay, so again we have to divide the LCM with the denominator value, and then the answer that we got, we have to times it with the numerator value. Alright. After dividing it, we got 5, and times it with 1, we get already 5. Okay, when we divide 30 by 5, we get 6, and times it with 2, we got 12. Alright, when we divide 30 by 10, we got 3, and times it with 3. Alright, after adding all these together, we got 20 over 30. So we can easily cancel out these zeros, and the answer that we got is 2 over 3. Alright, so they all do, the 4 compounds make up 2 over 3 fraction value. Okay, so we have to work out for the value of d. Okay, let's use this space over here. So we got 2 over 3 as the answer, and we have to subtract it from 1. Again, we have 1 in the fraction whenever we don't have any value in the denominator. Again, you can see that we do have prime values, or we can easily take out LCM this way. 3 divided by 1, 3, and again 3. Alright. 1 and 2, alright. 1 by 3. So the fraction value of D is 1 by 3. Okay, there is another example. Tony and Trini are twins. Their friends give them identical cakes for their birthday. Tony eats 1 over 8 of her cake and Trini eats 1 over 6 of her cake. How much cake is left? Okay, if the cakes are same, okay, let's take that both are of purple color and of both are the same size. So what do we need to do? Like you can easily work in this form. Five over six. Okay, so why do we need to write it in this form? So the whole is of one. One is a whole part, and they have eaten 1/8 part, and Trini eats 1/6 part from that whole. Okay, so the left behind part is 7/8 from Tonia cakes, and the 5/6 is left behind from the Trini cakes. So we have to tell them the whole value that is left behind. So we can add these two values and we can tell them the whole ratio. Over 6. Okay, you can do the rest. So the last example involving the adding fractions or subtracting the fractions. A part has broken on a machine and needs to be replaced. The replacement part must be between 7 and 1/18 centimeter and 7 and 1/6 centimeter long in order to fit. The diagram shows the replacement part. Will this part be fit in the machine? You must explain your answer. Okay, we have to add them all together. First of all, we need to convert them into improper fraction. That is 43/9. And the second one is 7/3. Alright. So again, we have two numbers that are factors of each other, that involve the factors of each other. So we can take out LCM. That is 9 over here. Okay, why we are adding these two values? Because this two parts make up the whole replacement part. Alright, and we have to check out that either it is between this or not. 9 divided by 9 will give you the answer will be 43, 3, 21.8. Yeah. And now we have to convert this 64 over 7 into mixed fraction. And you know that we get 63 when we times 9 with 7. Now, over here we have 9. And we have to times it with 64. And we go 63 and times it with 7. Alright. So we have to see whether 7 and 1 over 9 is between those two values or not. Yeah, it's completely in between these two, and it will fill it. Yeah, it's exactly between that, and it will fit the space as well.